Hello, everyone. Welcome to MT4 Professional. So glad you decided to join us today during our presentation of trading strategies using MT4 Professional. Just want to make sure everyone can hear my voice and see my screen. So if you'd be so kind as to give me a chat message to reply and say that you can hear me, I'll get right on with today's presentation. It is being recorded, and the recording will be sent out to you via email. Awesome. Thank you, Eddie. Appreciate it, sir. Awesome. Thank you, Jason. All right, let's get started. Just want to make sure everyone knows that we are here for educational purposes only. MT4 Professional or resilient traders are not registered trading advisors. So we're going to give you specific trade advice. But what we can do is we can help you set up a trade plan that is both consistently profitable and successful by using our MT4 Professional platform. Trading with futures, stocks, forex, options, cryptocurrencies has a large potential for reward, but also has a large potential for risk. You need to be aware of the risk involved in order to trade or invest in any of these markets. Don't put money you can afford to lose. Past performance is not indicative of future results, so make sure that you get advice from a competent financial advisor before you start trading or investing in any of these markets. Never, ever, ever trade in a live account until you have first proven you can consistently and profitably trade in a simulated account. And only then will you start to address the psychological side of trading, the mind game. And that's where you can really make a difference in your trading. Who we are, I am Randy Lindsay. I'm your trade coach and operations director of MT4 Professional and Resilient Traders. Claudio Cardinal is joining me today. He is our product development director and all things technology guru. So we are here to present to you the MT4 Professional platform and trading strategies that we as traders employ in our day-to-day trading. We're going to talk about these strategies and how to use MT4 Professional. We're going to talk about what a market scanner is and what MT4 Professional really is. A lot of you are new and don't really understand or know what MT4 Professional is. A lot of people think that it's just a MT4 broker platform, but it's not. It is an extension of the MT4 platform, or MT5 for that matter, to help you get going. I'll go into that in a lot more detail through the live demonstration and today's presentation. Of course, I will make you a very special offer at the end of today's presentation, and then we'll go through lots of questions and answers. So if you have any questions along the way, make sure that you ask me, and I'll be glad to answer them as I receive them. So let's go into these trading strategies. There are a lot of different strategies that are available. EMA and price is probably very popular, probably the most simple and direct price action trading strategy, where you're looking at direct price action relative to an exponential moving average. The MACD and signal is the ever popular indicator that shows you buy and sell opportunities based upon oscillator moving averages. And the moving average crossover then is another one which is employed across the spectrum, where people like to see short and long-term strategies come into play. And are you trading in line with longer-term or shorter-term trends based upon either fast or slow moving averages? And so these are always really popular. How do you integrate all three? The EMA and price, the MACD and signal, maybe even an RSI to show where to get out when you have an extremely high overbought condition, or when to exit even on an extremely low or oversold condition. So those are all going to be covered in today's session. The MT4 Professional Scanner was designed to work with these and many other real-time strategies to alert you when all the conditions are met that meet your specific trade criteria. So I want to find out who's here today and how many of you guys are around. So if you're familiar with these things, Claudia is going to launch a poll. I forget which one is first. I think this might have to do with the market scanners and benefits for you. So what would you see as a market scanner, and whether it would benefit you? What best would be the benefit for you if you had a scanner available on MT4? or MT5? Would it be in less risk in missing trades? A scanner would be less time wasted searching for trade setups. Could a scanner help you have a better chance of finding high probability trades? If you've never used a scanner, maybe you don't even know what it would do for you. That's perfectly fine too. I like less time wasting and better chance of finding. So I'll just click one and put it in for now. Once we have an answer, then Claudia will share the results with you. As I said earlier, this presentation is being recorded and will be sent out to you via email about 1 to 2 hours following today's presentation. So the answer looks like the majority of the class looks like it's better chance of finding a high probability trade, which is a very good application for a scanner. So I can definitely see that. Less time wasting trades, less risk in missing trades because you find trades at the right time. And yeah, about 10% people just really don't know what's the best chance. So that's perfectly fine too. And that's why we're here today. All right, so let's move on. Is there another poll there, Claudio? I think there was one more that we wanted to check to see if or not. Maybe the number of people in the class that are currently subscribers and ones who are not. Not yet? Okay, thank you. So let's take a look at the market scanner. Let's take a look at what MT4Professional really is. So if you're looking at trade setups and you're looking at your platform, you see a lot of different symbols. If you look at the 50 Forex pairs and the 20 CFDs, the 9 different time frames, just on MT4 alone, that's more than 630 different combinations to check. Now you're looking for trade setups. That is, am I going to get in? Where am I going to get out? If you're looking at 630 different Forex or CFD combinations and with different time frames, that's a lot to look at. Do you really think that you can do that manually? Most people cannot do that. How often do you miss opportunities? Probably a lot. You want to be able to trade multiple instruments, but you have to be able to find when the setups are there. So trading with different instruments is a must to make trading profitable because sometimes the trade is in trend and sometimes it isn't. There's always going to be a market moving somewhere and you want to find them. So trading with uncorrelated instruments is a way to remove the uncertainty and to diversify your portfolio and to give you a higher probability for profit. A perfect solution for that is the market scanner. So a scanner, as an example, is something that allows you to scan the market at a single glance for whatever symbol you're trading, whatever time frame you have it set to, based on the rules that you have and the indicators that you choose to use. So it's not a signal provider, it's a tool on your own platform that allows you to analyze the strategies you've set up and have proven through rigorous testing. So one example, and I even alluded to this earlier, was the cross of 2 moving averages. The symbol on the right shows different color codes. It's like a spreadsheet layout where you have symbols and you have different cells on a spreadsheet that correspond to red or green or yellow in this case. If the moving average cross is bullish, I would like this cell to be colored green. That way I can see if the euro US dollar is green, say on a 15-minute chart, or green on a 30-minute chart, or both. And then very quickly see if any other pairs have aligned or set themselves up so that I might have an opportunity in those. So if I'm looking at a 15 period or a 30 period moving average, then the bullish cross would be a 15 period moving greater than a 30 period, and a bear, so that I'm looking at a 15 period moving underneath or below the 30 period. Very simple, straightforward, easy to understand. And if I had a scanner that could show me when these conditions all were met based upon this rule, that would be a pretty nice tool. Well, I mentioned multiple time frames, but did you know that if you trade with multiple time frames, you have a higher probability of a profitable trade? It's due to correlation. It's just one of the advantages of using multiple time frame technical analysis. Look at the 3 charts on the right. You can see one is a 4-hour chart, a 1-hour chart, and a 15-minute chart. Look at the noise present in the 15-minute chart. Think of a 5-minute chart or even a 1-minute chart in retrospect. You can see that there's going to be a lot of jumping around, a lot of in and out trades, a lot of chances that might or might not end in profitability. But if you are trading in the direction of the longer term trend, that increases the probability that you're going to take a profitable trade, and it lowers the risk in your trade. Because if you're only trading, if this is going long, if you're only trading longs, then you're not going to get caught by these downswings. Okay. So you're only going to be trading the longs. You're only going to be trading the longs. If you're trading the shorts, then always know that you're going to take the short with a shorter profit target. Minimize your profit targets and make them smaller so that you're not going to be taken back if the market starts to swing back in line with the longer term trend. So that's the idea behind it. So by trading in harmony with the longer term trend, you're going to have a higher probability of a profitable trade, and you're going to lower the risk of the trade. So if we had a market scanner that could search for these types of setups based on our rules and verify it with multiple time frame analysis, that too would be an extremely valuable tool. We chose MT4 and MT5 because other platforms do have built-in market scanners, but MT4 and MT5 has a lot of broker coverage. There are a lot of brokers that work with these platforms, and it's very global in its presence. So we really like the applications there. There are a lot of really good custom and free indicators that are available on MT4 and MT5. So a good market scanner should be able to work on any of these platforms and across all of the different indicators that are presented. The only problem we ran into was, as professional traders, we couldn't find any real scanners that met our needs. They were either too complex to configure, which generally meant you had to be a programmer in order to run them. They were unstable, or maybe even a single tool that really didn't integrate with the whole system. And a lot of them were incompatible with the most basic indicators that we have on the system. So with all the other issues involved, we decided the best approach was to develop one ourselves. And so that's what we did. We decided to create MT4Professional ourselves for our own daily trading because it was the only viable option. And because Claudio is so smart with technology, why not take advantage of that? Well, MT4Professional is now the #1 market scanner on both MT4 and MT5. It's a tool that allows you to instantly scan the entire market for setups that match your unique criteria and rules. When you find a good setup, MT4Professional allows you to enhance with technical analysis, something that really isn't easy to do on either MT4 or MT5. And I'll show you this in our live demonstration today, so stay tuned. We're going to go into one more poll before we get going into that session, and then I'll show you all the features that we have available for you today on MT4Professional. No poll, Claudio? There it is. All right, so of the features that we have, which of the features that I kind of talked about would be best suited for you? A single click integration of all of your charts, the scanner, of course. We'll talk about the scanner in just a little bit, but my rules, my way. The Advanced Traders Network, which I'll show you. The fact that MT4Professional is mobile, you can take it with you anywhere, anytime. The multi-time frame technical analysis integration, but just how easy it is to set up and use. There's no correct answer here, just one that you think that would be best applied. And whatever answers that you do provide, I'll cover these in detail here in just a minute. We should be done pretty quickly now. If you could share the results, thank you very much. The scanner, of course, and the multiple time frame technical analysis are two of the highest features. A lot of people might not know about the Traders Network. That's always usually pretty popular, how easy it is to set up, or even the single click integration. So I'll show all these to you later on, but I want to make sure we cover the highest points. So thank you very much for your participation. All right, so let's go right into the live demonstration now. And let me go ahead and pull up my chart there. So here is your MT4 platform. I have already loaded the MT4 Professional. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my profile and I'm going to go outside of MT4 Professional and go into a profile that's already loaded here, just to show that. There we go. So you can see the standard MT4 shows you multiple time frame capability. Here's a 1 hour chart, a 4 hour chart, a daily chart. But notice that as I click on the chart, I have to integrate each chart separately. If I were looking for time and price alignment on the current chart, then I have to look at the time and price on the bottom, look at the time, say 11 o'clock, and the price on the right, 1411. So if I were to go to any other chart, I have to remember the time, and then I have to remember the price, and then they have to align. And the same with the daily chart. So it's almost like trying to find a needle in a haystack sometimes to try to be able to pull these together and integrate them at just the right point. That's not so easy to do. If I wanted to change the symbol on any of these charts, then I have to go over and drag and drop from the chart on the left, the symbols on the left to each symbol on the right in order to integrate or to change these over to the current setting. So that's not so easy. I love to just be able to click one time and have them all integrate. Also, if I go to another profile and I show you possibly, there we go. A lot of times you will have chart windows that are set up with different sizes. Say, for example, you have one that's set here where you've got 3 different chart windows with a certain size, but then you have 2 other chart windows that are a completely different size. Now notice that these are also truncated at the bottom, that the window that I'm in doesn't fit the chart windows. So in order for me to get them to fit or to optimize the real estate that I have displayed, I have to resize my window to get them to fit, or I have to resize individual charts to get them to fit in the screen. Or say, for example, I might go into full screen mode, then I wouldn't be able to take use of my full real estate unless I already resized everything. So you can see that if I go down up size, the windows are going to be truncated and without me resizing them. So I can't really stay or realize any of that. So let me now go into MT4 Professional again. And once you launch MT4 Professional, the first thing you'll see is a window to select a configuration. Now, this is a blank screen setup. You can see it's a blank area with the blank configuration panel. It asks you to select which configuration that you want. Let's start off with EMA and price. That's the first one that we saw on our list. Let's go ahead and load it. And you'll see, first of all, 3 different things. Number 1, you'll see charts that are displayed over on the right-hand side. You can see the charts are all different sizes here. This one is one size, and then these other 2 are smaller, but different sizes. But this is my main chart, so I like to have it a little bit bigger. Over on the left, you'll see the scanner panel, which is scanning each of these charts at the different time frames that they are listed as, so 15, 30 and hourly chart. Here's my 15. Here's my 30. Here's my hourly chart. And you'll see the whole list of symbols that I have next to that. So those are the three main points I want to show you. Now, if I wanted to change the symbol on any of these charts, remember, all I had to do is just drag and drop the symbol over from the watch list. But on MT4 Professional, all you have to do is just do a single click of one symbol, and it automatically changes the symbol and updates the charts for each one of these. Also, you probably have already noticed that I have a crosshair, a blue crosshair that goes across all three of the windows. This is the multiple time frame alignment that I was talking about earlier. Now, all I have to do is move this to one specific point, say the very first point where I see initiation or a strong downtrend. And now, do I find alignment on multiple times? So on my 15-minute chart, I see a nice entry. I see the 30-minute. I also see confirmation on the hourly. So all three time frames were confirmed at that point. So if I were looking at this for a potential point and trade entry, then that would be 86 points, 86 pips of profit that I have the potential of using this strategy and that trade setup. If I were to try to find an earlier time, like right here, then I can see on my 15-minute chart that I have a bearish setup, but my 30-minute chart, if I were to look at that same time, was not ready. So I cannot take that trade. The hour chart was not quite ready. So not only do you have a higher probability of having a trade, but it's lowering your risk because you're not going to get caught short-term pullback that you see made available. But once you see the pull in up here, can you still hear me okay? I'm getting a message that my connection isn't in. There it is. All right, I'm good now. So once you see this connect here, then you can see across the board that that's the time to take advantage of the trade. So that looks good. So that's the idea behind the trade. So what the scanner over here does is it looks at the setup to see if price is less than the 15-period exponential moving average or greater than. And then it's comparing it with the 30-minute, or it's comparing it with the hourly. So let's take a quick look at that configuration. Click the configuration button. You can see that's the configuration I'm in. Click the edit button to pull it up. Then from here, you can see the chart setup over on the right. This is how you configure how the look and setup of your charts on the right are. This is not only using the background colors, the settings, but you use profiles and templates in order to do that. So a simple template, you can pick from any template that you already have, or the one that we pull from the cloud, or by clicking the plus sign, you can pull any template that you have already pre-configured and you currently are using on your MT4 or MT5 platform. Okay. The size of the window can be configured right here. So you can make them as big or small as you like. And once you have them looking the way that you want them to look over here, if you have the time frame set up by simple pull down menus, selecting the time frame that you want, and the location of those time frames and how they look. And you don't have to use the same template either for each chart. They can have different templates as well. Once you have that all set up, you have all the charts that you need by either adding or configuring them. Then click the OK button. I won't cancel since I don't need to make any changes, and pull it back out again. That's how you configure all of your charts. To configure your scanner or your symbol list, then click on the scanner panel. Over on the left-hand side are the symbol lists. So any symbol that you have available to you on your MT4 or MT5 platform is available to use on MT4 Professional. So just click this scanner list here, pull any symbol that you have available to you on your platform from the left, click the arrow on the right to add it to the current list, or clear it and create a brand new list. Or if you've already created a symbol list from another configuration that you want to use in this one, just click the Start from Another Configuration. and then pull in the symbol list from that configuration into the current one. It's really simple to use, really easy to do. To look at the scanner, which is the heart of the scanner itself, then click on the scanner panel on the right. And this shows you the rules that are used in order to decide what color to make each cell. This is a color rule that I've called main CR, and it's available through a simple pull-down menu. I can turn it on or off by clicking the tick mark here, because I can have more than one scanner rule on at the same time. And I can turn each one on or off, or maybe only make one available for the 15-minute, but I want another rule that I apply to my 30-minute. The option is yours. You can make them as easy or as complex as you like. To change or to see what the rules are, just simply pull down your menu and then select the Edit tab, or the button that you see that's right here, the little edit window that's right here. Select that and it will open up the edit window in MT4Professional. In my internet's, I'm currently, there we go. Thank you. So the condition set that first gets evaluated is located here on the left. So the first thing it's going to do is it's going to look at the comparing item A and compare it with the operator to comparing item B. So it's going to look at the current close of price to see if it's greater than or equal to the 15-period exponential moving average. So that's what this is. It's looking at the current close of whatever bar that I'm looking at to see if it's greater than or less than the moving average. If this is true, then it will return the color green to the cell. It couldn't get any easier than that. Of course, you can choose any color that you like by pulling down the menu and selecting any of the standard colors or any advanced color that you want. Since I want this to be a bullish cross, I want to make the colors of the cell green. If that is not true, that generally will mean that the cell is bearish. So that means if it's not below, not above, then I want it to see it below. So I'm going to ask the same question, but in this time I want to see, is the close less than that same 15-period moving average? Pretty straightforward. This or that. If I have other conditions that I want to add, like I have close of price and I want to add another indicator, then just simply click the plus sign here in the condition set to add another condition to this criteria. Then it will evaluate this criteria and this one. Both have to be true in order for this condition to be true. And likewise for this set. If you have more than two conditions, of course, you can always add as many conditions as you like if you want to test them sequentially. If neither of these conditions are true, then by default, it will color it yellow. So if you look at the outcome of this, anytime you make any changes, always click the Save button, close this, and then always load the EMA and price or load the configuration from the setup right here by selecting it and clicking the load button. So looking at the setups here, then you can see just simple setups, 15-minute, 30-minute, and hourly. I can see I'm bearish for the euro, the US dollar Canadian. You can see I'm well below the EMA, well below the EMA, and well below the EMA on the current setups. When this is signaled, then it will tell me whether it's going to be bullish or bearish based upon these signals. If I want to be alerted when the trade condition is met, then all I have to do is go into the configuration, select the edit button, go into the scanner, and see the real-time notifications window right here. All you have to do is just check that, and Any changes that occur based upon these conditions that are true will be sent to you either through the MT4 notifications platform or through the desktop notifications that you've already enabled. Or if you've enabled it, it'll send it to your mobile device as well through an SMS message. Notice in the bottom right corner, there's also a share tab. It looks like a Mickey Mouse kind of on his side taking a nap. But what it is, this is a share icon that you can take whatever configuration that you've developed, you can share it with your network of trading friends. So by selecting this icon, then you can find anyone within your network. Okay. And share the setup that you specifically have created with them by selecting them and clicking the share button, and it will automatically share whatever configuration you developed with that person. Pretty nice, isn't it? All right, let me show you a little bit more complex setup than just simple price action and moving averages. I have one that I've called my MACD that I have taken and integrated not only the price of an EMA 15 and the chart, but I'm also looking at the crossover of a MACD, even a relative strength indicator. So the idea behind a MACD is you're looking for the histogram, which is the standard MACD indicator, to be greater than the signal line, that's bullish, or less than the signal line, and that's bearish. So this would be a period of bearishness. This would be a period of bullishness. So the idea behind that is to help you to see and to take a trade that's based upon that type of a signal, an entry signal. The idea behind it. So looking at the configuration, let me show you real quickly before we get into that. I want to pull up my data window. And with my data window, then you can see I see the outputs of each of the indicators I've loaded. Notice that when I move my mouse over the window that the output changes. Okay, so the output of the MACD will change based upon the location of my mouse. So the two different outputs are the histogram, okay, change based upon, and then the red signal line right here on the chart. So when I'm looking at setting this up on the scanner, that I need to know where these are located. So this is the output 1 and this is output 2. Now these are standard indicators, so it's going to be real simple to set up. I just wanted to show you that you can see them on the data window, and that allows you the opportunity to integrate it with your scanner. Let's go in and do that. So looking at this configuration, going over to my scanner itself, then you can see I have a strong signal rule, and I have two different signals. One of them is a strong signal, the other is a weekly trend. I'm going to look at my strong signal rule to find out what is comprised of. Within there, I can see I have a MACD, which is based on the base indicator line. And I'm looking at it relative to the same signal, MACD, but it's the signal line instead of the base indicator line. So I'm trying to see if the histogram is less than the signal line. I said earlier, if that were the case, that's going to be a bearish indication. So I want to make that one red. But I have two other tests that I want to do at the same time. This has to be true, and the price has to be less than my 15-period moving average. Nice. And I need to see a negative slope on my relative strength. I need to see that this is a negative trend. I need to see the price 2 bars ago is greater than the current R relative strength. So if I'm looking at this relative strength, then I look 2 bars back and I'm comparing that with the current bar. It needs to be going down. So that means that this price has to be greater than that price. If that's true, then I have a bearish condition. A bullish condition would be just the opposite. I need to see the histogram greater than the signal line. I need to see price greater than my 50, and I need to see a increasing slope. So the previous relative strength, the one previous to that, has to be greater than, less than the current one. I sure can. Let me go ahead and cancel that out. Cancel that one out, and then I will click the share, and I will send this to you right now. See if I can find you on our network. There you are. Let me share that with you. And there you go. It's all yours. Configuration properly shared. Now, what you'll do is you'll find within the configuration panel right here, you come to this by just clicking on select configuration, then go all the way to the bottom. You'll see there is an inbox here. Okay, you'll see that I just sent you an inbox. If you want to look at it, just simply click on it and load it. But notice that if it's in your inbox and you click on it, it won't allow you to edit it. You can click on anything people send you, but you can only look at it. You can't edit it. So in order to edit it, what you have to do is click the Create Your Custom Configuration. Then scroll all the way to the bottom to the inbox value that you received, select it, and then hit Yes. And then it will create a custom configuration copy of that value, and it will put it up here in the Created by You section, and it'll allow you to make any creation that you want from that. Let me go back to my MACD. I'll load that up. It's hiding, I know. Where to go? Load. It's hiding. Hello. No, it's back here somewhere. Open my window. No. Where did it go? All right. So looking at the signal, you can see that I have the strong signal based upon those rules. You can also see I have a weekly trend. So I have two different strategies that I'm looking at, but only one of them is turned on for my 4-hour. The daily chart, there's only one of them turned on for it. But notice on my weekly chart down here, this is my third time frame. On the weekly trend, that's the only one I have it turned on. So what is this weekly trend? The weekly trend is just simply based upon the cross of a moving average. So if the price is greater than that longer term exponential moving average, then I'm only going to be looking for a bullish setup. And if it's red, then I'm only going to be looking for a bearish setup. So when I look at my color codes on my spreadsheet, then I know exactly what I'm going to be in. This is my trend. If I'm going to trade any of these instruments, I'm only going to be taking a trade in the short direction or in the long direction or whatever direction that I'm looking for. All right, so you can see the euro US dollar weekly way below. I'm only want to be looking for short trades if I'm going to be holding these for days or weeks at a time. Likewise, the Canadian dollar, I'm only looking for bullish setups and so forth. So if you're currently in a short-term bullish trend, this might be a great trend to be in right now on an hourly chart, but it's only a correction because trading long. So that is showing you. If you're taking this trade, then keep your profit target short. But if it starts to move back in line with this longer term trend, then you can see the probability of you getting into a big profit are greatly increased. So be on the side of the house. Don't be the retail trader. Be on the side where the big footprints are. All right. So other questions for now before we go on? Well, I showed you how nice it is to do a single click on a chart, how easy it is to set up a configuration and to use it with your own rules and your own configurations. I showed you how to use it for simple and complex configurations, how to change it so that it very easily adapts to your own screen setups. So it's nice to be able to use a more professional platform in a way that alerts you to when these conditions are met, and you don't have to worry about that setup. So let me show you something real quick now. I'm going to pull up there it is, my members area. If you go to a browser, any browser, and here I've got a Chrome browser up. This is simulating my mobile device, my phone, my tablet, my laptop. And so on my phone laptop, then I can pull up my MT4Professional members area. Well, from this members area, you can download MT4Professional software for MT4 or MT5, the most recent version, and use it for your current laptop. Now, because MT4Professional is cloud-based, that means that you can run it and use it from any location on any computer and still have all of your configurations already set up. So you don't have to worry about losing anything or losing any data. Your computer could crash completely and you could lose your entire hard drive. But by simply downloading the software and setting it back up again, you got a full backup of your configurations in the cloud, and you're back up and running as soon as you have the software installed. So from my mobile device, then all I have to do is click on the real-time scanner window. What it will do is it'll open up a page that will show me my scanner. Now this is the scanner that I have running on my desktop. The desktop is currently running, and I'm at lunch. I walked away from my desktop. I'm currently at lunch on my tablet, and I want to see what's currently going on. I maybe got an alert. If I see the announcements and notifications here, you can see I got an alert from my system telling me that I have a bullish setup on this chart. So I want to see it. So by doing this, I can pull up the current desktop that I have running. It's going to create and show me the scanner that I currently have running on my desktop. Now, I'm over at the local sandwich shop, and I'm getting some coffee and a sandwich, but I want to see if my trade's ready to go or not. And I got a signal that said it is. I wanted to check to see if I need to make a trade or not. I don't have to drop everything and run back to my desk just to do the trade. I can pull up my device. I can check the scanner. I can look at the setup and see if that current setup is a nice bearish trade or not. Once I click on that symbol here on my mobile device, notice that on my desktop, all of the symbols changed to that symbol. And it even provided me with a snapshot of the setup to show me that indeed, I have gone into a bearish setup, that looks like a really good trade opportunity, but it's not in line with the longer term trend. So maybe I should wait. This isn't such a good signal after all. What I'd like to see is something which goes from a neutral state to a bearish state in line with the longer term trend. That might be a much better trade setup. So the idea behind it is you can see it, you can evaluate it, and then you can act on it if the setup meets your criteria. And you don't have to be held hostage at your desktop in order to do that. So you're free to go out and move around if you need to. So on your mobile device, you can get any of these alerts sent to your phone right here in your notifications and settings setup. So let's see the little alert icon that comes up. You can also monitor all the snapshots that have been taken or control all of your licenses right here in the members area. You also have access, if you go back to the home page, you have access here. Documentation. It's all online. It's all you have to do is just visit the documentation center and go to the knowledge base solutions section, and then you can see all of the quick start videos, the support guides, the configuration settings, the scanner rule advice, and even help with your subscription and payment method if you have any need for help with those. And if you don't get any help with those, then just one click also allows you to go right to the ticket or even start a new support ticket here, and then you'll get help from us guaranteed within 24-hour period. We'll answer your questions, get you the help that you need, or even schedule a private one-on-one time with you to help you to get going and moving right along. All that is included. So let me go back to my presentation here and make you a very special offer that if you are not part of the MT4 professional community already, then I want to make you an offer to help you get going. So as part of today's presentation, you have seen the full featured MT4 or MT5 platform. By subscribing, you get access to all the software. You get access to our exclusive Skype community, which is all of the MT4 professional users talking together in a single environment to share ideas and trades and so forth. You get unlimited configurations, storage, emails, and push notifications through our cloud configuration, and up to 100 SMS notifications per month if you choose to use real-time phone SMS type notifications. You also get all 14 of the pre-configured presets that I was showing you were examples of strategies that we currently use right now. All of this is valued at about $22.95. Of course, you're not going to pay $22.95 for this. So for limited time, what we do is we make that available at $194 per month. But as part of my class today, I've cut that down by 50% to make it available to you for $97 a month. We even throw in a 14-day free trial to enable you to look at MT4 Professional, the full version of MT4 Professional. All the features, all the settings, we don't hide anything from you. You can use it for 14 days absolutely free. Here's the link to get started right away, mt4professional.com/trial. $97 a month gets you in the door. 14 days after you've gone through the 14-day trial, it will start on the $97 subscription. Now, this isn't just for the first 30 days. It's not for the first quarter. It's for the rest of the subscription. If you cancel at any time that you like, but when you cancel, then when you come back to resubscribe, then it goes right back to the old rate. So that's okay too. Call us and let us know if you have to cancel for hardship cases and you need to get back on again. Just call and let us know, and we will reinstate your previous subscription price. No problem. So get a hold of us today, mt4professional.com/trial. Let's see, Claudio, did you put a link in the chat box there for that? Thank you very much. And if you do have any other questions or comments, then you can always contact us at support@mt4professional.com, and we'll be more than glad to answer your questions or to give you direct support to help you to get back to where you are. mt4professional.com/trial. Okay, so are there any other questions? I'll be more than glad to go through them and demonstrate them for you and to show you that in the class today. If you have a specific configuration you have a question about, then I'll be glad to show and share that. If you haven't already seen, we've been sending out emails about a new class being together next week. I have a guest named Marcus is going to join us in our class, and we're going to be talking about psychology in trading. as you all know, I'm very, very keen on the psychological aspect of trading and how important that is in your own trade setup. So if you'd like to come to a free class, then come next week. Look at the emails we'll be sending you and register for the class with Marcus next week, where we're going to be looking at the impact of psychology in trading and how MT4Professional can help you along the psychological lines. Claudio has posted a link for you to register for the webinar, which is going to be Wednesday, I believe, of next week. Tuesday, or I forget the exact day, Claudio. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? I think it's Tuesday, as a matter of fact. Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday of next week. So it won't be Monday. It'll be 1 week from today, tomorrow. A week from tomorrow. So click the link that Claudio shared with you, register for the class, and you'll get a lot of really good, in-depth, free information. Absolutely, you're very welcome. So do we have any current MT4Professional users that have a question with regards to the platform or an advanced use that you might need for us to go over? Or is there someone who's brand new that just needs a little bit of a nudge to get going and get started? When I talked about pre-configured presets, then under the select a configuration button, then you can see there's a section here that's called presets. And that's what I'm talking about. There are 15 of these that show strategy examples to help you to get started. Okay. EMA and price, what we went through is one of them. The MACD and signal is another one. I even have one for relative strength, a reversal signal using multiple time frame analysis. Even the ever popular alligator strategy is included in the presets. You can easily look at each one of those, find one that you like, select the one that you like, click create your custom configuration and make a copy of one of these, and then it will appear up in your creations, customs created by you section, and then you can edit it and change it around any that you like. Know that the presets are like templates, so you can always go back to them and use them for other things without worrying about changing them or deleting them, because all of your configurations are backed up in the cloud and you can use them to set up and for scanning anything that you like. You can use these for any custom indicator that you have as well, just simply by integrating them into that. Let me show you one configuration I've got for a lot of configurations I use. And these are the Hawkeye Tools. This is one that I use that shows a setup using two separate windows that are called Fatman. And then within those two separate windows, then I have 4 charts, one looking at a 5, 15, 30, and 60-minute time frame. All right, within these charts, you can see I can fully integrate these setups. So the Euro US dollar is showing me that I have a bullish setup currently on the 5-minute. The 15-minute has gone bullish as well. The 30-minute is already in a bullish trend. It has been, it's just getting ready to roll over into it. And the hourly is already in a bullish trend. So what this is a return to an existing trend. So that tells me and shows me that from the scan, I went from a previously bearish condition into a full bullish in line with the longer term trend. And that tells me I have a very good opportunity for a trade that came in. So from this point, it would have triggered and alerted me to the fact that this is a trade opportunity, and link is there. So these are Hawkeye tools, which are custom tools that were developed by a third party, and you use them to integrate them into the configuration panel this way. So notice that I have this set up. and the scanner configuration, looking at the first colors are three different ones. I'm looking for trend, I'm looking for momentum, which is the heat map, and I'm also looking for volume. So integrating all three on one time frame gives me my signal to enter or exit. The second time frame is confirmation. I'm looking for longer term heat map and volume, but I don't care what the trend is. The trend can still be going up or slow. Like you can see, the 30-minute trend is still neutral. But what I'm really interested in is the momentum and the volume. If the momentum and volume are agreeing with my 5-minute, then I say, yes, that's good, I want it. The same thing with the 30-minute. I'm only looking at the 30-minute volume. I don't care what the trend is. I don't care what the momentum is. I only look for the volume. So if those conditions are met, then all of the criteria is met for me to take a trade. And so by a simple scan of my scanner up here, then I can see very quickly when everything has aligned and has gone in line with current trend, volume, and heat map. So you can see I have three different signals in 5 minutes, signals on 15, only one signal on my 30. So that sounds pretty complex, but with MT4Professional, it's actually very simple. And I can see which one of those to use just by using the data window. With the data window open, and if I scan over to any one of my charts, then you can see that the Hawkeye tool outputs are available for me. So right now, the trend indicator is showing a short signal at that value. So if I were to look at my position of my cursor, you can see I'm over a red dot, which is a short value. But if I were to move that back over to this value, you can see that it is now long. Okay, so all I have to do is look at the output of the first, second, or third value. That's output 1, output 2, or output 3. Line number, that's all it is. So if I edit the indicator, go to the configuration, edit the trend, then I am looking for the Hawkeye trend indicator, line 1, to be greater than 0. That's all I'm doing is I want to see, is it bullish? So line 1 is bullish. Line 2, I know it's the bearish signal. Line 3 is the neutral signal. So if it's bullish, I'm going to get a value that's greater than 0. I want it to be green. If it's bearish, I'm looking for the second line. See that? If it's greater than 0, I want it to be bearish. And you say, okay, let me show you the lines again. I've lost you. Very simple. Easy to do. Not to lose you, but to set it up and make it work. This is the data window. So watch for when I scan over or hover over the value here. Let me move it back. There. When I scan over any green dot, notice the trend long value. If I move that, that's line 1. Line 2 is the short value, and line 3 is the neutral value. Notice that this value becomes blank or 0 anytime I'm not on a green. If I move over on a white, notice that the neutral value appears. I move over a red, okay, at this point, it's not responding. Come on. Come on. There you go. Notice that the short value came on. Okay. That's the idea behind it. All you're looking for is it red, is it green, or is it white? I'm using a high dollar custom indicator package, integrating it with my scanner to find trade setups to get me in front of these trades. This trade would have given me the opportunity to be in front of, right now, 8 pips in profit, and risk in the trade is currently 8 pips. So this is right now set up with the 1-to-1. if you're just using that as its trade setup. You can see longer term, it's gone longer term in line and with the current trend of the longer term as well. All right. So if I were to look at my longer term hourly chart, then you can see I've already established a nice low. There's a very nice reversal signal. I've got distance up to the break of the overnight range. So I've got at least distance to a 104.6. If not, maybe even a full recovery back up to the break point. So that's the idea behind the trade. If any of you are interested in the Hawkeye tools that we have shown here for MT4, then Claudio has shared a link for you there to click on the information. If you want to get started with Hawkeye traders, just with the volume aspect of the trading, this is the meat of the trade. This is the one that shows you where these key reversals are. Then Claudio shared a link for you to get started with that for a very special price and consideration of our arrangement with them. So let us know if you're interested in that. We'll do more to get you going on that. All right, well, that concludes my demonstration for today. If you have any other questions or comments, now's the time to ask them. But otherwise, we'll be back here at this exact same time in 2 weeks. Don't forget to register for the seminar or the class that we're going to be holding next week on the psychological aspect of trading on the MT4 Professional platform. As always, Claudia and I really appreciate you taking your time to be here with us today. This has been recorded and will be made available to you through email in the next hour or two. Claudia just gave you a link to register for the webinar for next week, and you're already registered for next week's live MT4 Professional Seminar. So thank you very much for your time and attention, and I will see you next week.